In this video, I'm going to be speaking to you about why you drive her wild when retaining. The number one reason why you're going to drive her wild when you're retaining is because you're on a mission. This is the bottom line. This becomes the bottom line when you're on no-fap, when you're on your purpose. And this is a side note because there's some misconceptions about just like retention and everything, like what I'm speaking about. The bottom line is, when I say retention, when I say no fap, I'm speaking to you about the behaviors that you start to exhibit when you have gone on something like no fap for like 30 days. There's going to be completely different changes in your behavior. And this is what I'm speaking about. I'm not talking about when you just go on it and then you don't do anything, like you just sit on your butt and you're not really doing anything. I'm talking about you're combining these habits, you're meditating, you're working out physically, you're getting out of your comfort zone. You're going to look a little bit different. You're going to act a lot different. Your aura is going to change and you're just going to be a completely different person. This is what I'm speaking about. I'm not talking about the guys who sit on their butts all day and then all of a sudden they say I'm on something like semen retention. Why am I not getting all this woman attraction? I'm talking about the men who use their urges and transmute that energy into getting their goals. Like, I'm talking about your ambition. This is what I'm talking about. Behaviors, masculine behaviors. This is what I'm talking about. So that was just a side note. But the bottom line is, the reason why you're gonna drive her wild is because you're finally becoming, like, your life is getting better. Going on no-fap, you're hitting your goals, you're hitting the gym, you're making money, getting out of your comfort zone, you're talking to people, you're looking better, you're becoming more physically attractive, you have things going on in your life, you're becoming a better person. And this is where hypergamy comes in. Apparently, I read something, they said that love comes when there is this discrepancy between S and V, meaning when you're high, she has to look up to you. This is when this attraction that's created. So how do you really do this? You do this by optimizing your life in all areas: your finances, your physical health, your charisma, all of these different things, areas in your life. You optimize them to the fullest. Because you're optimizing these areas, you're just more so just going to get this attraction just because you feel better about yourself. It really comes down to you feeling better about yourself. The bottom line is, and this is why it's so crucial to have good, legitimate habits as a man, because when you have these habits, and these habits I'm talking about are meditation, hitting the gym, speaking to somebody new, getting out of your comfort zone, speaking to somebody new every single day, getting in the sun, avoiding doom scrolling, all these different things. What happens to your brain is that you become just way more present. You're just more heightened. You're in a heightened version of yourself, meaning you're not afraid of things. See, the worst thing about porn industry is after you watch it, you have this projection of fear. This is why I know specific people do these behaviors and they don't really have any shame about it. And then I look at other aspects of their lives and they're not in the best shape as possible. They're not making as much money as possible as they can. They have low ambition. They have low testosterone, low masculine characteristics, meaning their voices are high and pitchy. They lack muscle definition. They're in their 20s, but they're halfway balding, and their voice, there's no bass in their voice, and they don't really have a purpose. But why is this? It's because there's psychological damage that is happening to you every time you decide to watch porn and fap. You're literally the mask. You guys don't understand, when it comes to attraction, it really comes down to your masculinity. You're masculine. Every time you decide to, watch these explicit material like this, you're literally destroying your masculinity. This is why you probably won't go as far when it comes to woman attraction. This is what you have to realize. So think twice before you start to do these things. Guys think that all of this is just, oh, it's about how you look, it's about how you dress. It's bro, have you interacted with a woman recently? Because that's not necessarily the case. We're all humans. We pick up on different behaviors. We pick up on how people feel. We have empathy. I was just talking to a guy, talking to this person, and when you're supposed to say something because it seems like you haven't said something in a while, and you just know this subconscious urge that you have to say something in a specific moment. This is the things that I'm talking about. There's so much, human beings are just so much more complex than what people make it out to be. There's so much things happening during interactions that if you're conscious and aware of these things, that you have the advantage of in every situation. You could get people to like you, can get people to be comfortable around you, showcase empathy. You showcase all these different things in like interactions. And this is why specific people are probably more drawn to you and other people are probably repelled from you, because this is 90% body language, subconscious triggers. This is all empathy, all of these different things. These are all subconscious behaviors. And like if you are fully aware of these things, then your life in general, these are all soft skills that you can learn. Your life in general is going to be way easier. But guys who struggle with these interactions, these human to human dynamics, they're going to struggle. There's a lot more to do this, but like, how do you actually pick up on this? And how can this be normal to you? It becomes normal to you once you meditate, once you're interacting with people and you have a feel of high emotional energy. You pick up on these different things, you try it out, and then you see it. So all these guys on the internet who are talking about looks, status, money, like those are in the category by itself. But when it comes to bear down to like real interactions with women and people in general, it really comes down to all this subconscious body language that is not really talked about. They're talking about a lot of surface level things. So I mean, I didn't mean to go on a rant there, but there's just a lot of things happen. And the reason why she's gonna like you more when you're on retention, when you're on nofap, because I cleared this earlier, is because of, like I said, how you're acting. You're acting like the champion. You're very ambitious nowadays. You're tolerating no BS. All of the bad habits that you used to partake in, it no longer resonates with you because you have a higher purpose. You actually want to do something in this reality. You stop wasting your time. You start doing a lot more things that betterment the long run of your life. So yeah, I just got we have friends, people that you already know. They're always talking about, yo, they use these keywords of things that you've already done in the past. And you start to realize, I'm here for a very limited amount of time. Why am I wasting a lot of my time? Don't you realize that you could be so much more ahead? Like, you could just be really destroying life, really happy about your life, but you see the people around you and they're not really evolving. Their mindset never evolves. They're kind of doing the same thing that they were doing years back, and nothing is really changing. You start seeing there's other people who are very ahead. They're hitting their goals. They're living their dreams and things like that. And you start to realize, why can't I be more like them? And this is when your consciousness starts to change. Your idea of what's fun starts to change. You were sold that working 5 days a week and then laying around on the weekends is what you're supposed to do, is just a normal thing, and then back on the job Monday, right? You start to realize, maybe I can do a little bit more. Maybe I can do things a little bit differently to get me a little bit more ahead. Maybe I can be more fulfilled in my life. And this is when your consciousness changes. Your idea of what is true starts to change. And this is how you can become a better version of yourself. And this is all I'm talking about. This is why you're going to start winning. And this is why she's going to start to like you more, because you're thinking differently. You're becoming someone different. Your idea of what is possible is different from the next man. And this is what is making you very, very attractive. You're not like the 95% who aren't thinking for themselves. You're like top 5% who are questioning things. You're trying things out. You're experimenting. You're deciding. You start to decide different things. You start to become someone who's a bit different. This is what is getting attractive, because you're not, like I said, you're not like the rest. So this is all the things that you have to keep in mind. And like I said, when you go on nofap, when you're physically working out, when you're meditating, when you're getting out of your comfort zone daily, you're feeling better about yourself, this is what is going to be very attractive to the next person, to women especially in general. Because a lot of guys talk about, oh, I'm on attention, but I'm not getting woman attraction. But what have you done differently to change yourself? These are some of the things that you have to ask yourself. These are some of the things that you have to really decide before you start complaining about why you're not getting woman attraction. So I'm going to leave it at that. And another thing that I wanted to tell you guys is, if you are looking for a way to get on the right track, and especially when it comes to your habits, because your habits either make or break you. Someone said you are a sum of your habits. Success is a sum of your daily habits. So, and habits is what's going to make you more attractive to women. I promise you. It's your habits, because it gives you an aura that makes you more masculine, more driven, more motivated. Just tolerate a lot of others. You stop tolerating a lot of other stuff that is just dumb because you're intentional now. So talking about these habits, the number one habit I'm talking about is quitting fapping for good. Once you're able to do this, you're 50% of the way there, because a lot of guys, they can't even stop this habit, can't even stop this PMO thing. So if you're able to do that, you're going to have an upper advantage on the competition. And number two is getting your physique right. There's nothing more important, especially when it comes to self-discipline, having a taper physique, because it shows that you are committed to something. It shows that you have discipline. It shows that you care more about the long run instead of what's instantly gratifying now. If you're able to do this, you're going to be a lot different. People are going to look at you differently. People are going to want to get along with you more just because it looks like you have something that not a lot of people have. So this is what I specialize in helping men with: quitting bad habits, helping them physique so they can build that foundation and discipline so they can get other areas of their life on track. So if this sounds like you and this is something that you want to finally get results from, then go down in the link below. Check out my free 3-part video training series on how to quit fapping for good and increase your physicality as a man. Click that link in the description down below and let's have a conversation. We will see you in the next video.